There is a silent countdown that begins the moment you step off a plane and onto the soil of a new country. Most people arriving in Israel are focused on the language, the culture, or the logistics of moving their belongings across oceans. But hidden beneath the surface of this transition is a 30-day window that dictates the success of an entire life. This is the story of the gateway to Israeli society, the bank account. It is not just a place to store money, it is the structural foundation that determines if you can pay your rent, receive a salary, or put your children in school. Imagine being told you have exactly 4 weeks to navigate a foreign bureaucracy or risk losing access to your own livelihood. This is the timeline every single newcomer faces. For the individual traveling alone, the journey is a sprint. They usually move with speed, obtaining their national identity card within 72 hours and walking into a branch shortly after. For them, the system is linear. Within 7 to 10 days, their digital life is active. They represent the 70% who beat the clock, securing their independence before the first month of their new life is even half over. But then the perspective shifts. Change the protagonist from a single traveler to a family of four, and the story transforms into a complex tactical operation. For a family, this isn't a single appointment, it is a multi-week saga of coordination. While a single person might need one visit, a family often requires three separate appointments spread across 14 days. The stakes escalate because their needs are compounding. It is no longer just about a personal checking account. It is about linking that account to school registration systems, childcare providers, and employer payrolls that demand individual accounts for tax purposes. In this world, the document is king. To open these doors, you must possess a Tudat Zahut and proof of address. Yet, for someone who just arrived, a permanent address is often a luxury. This creates a fascinating paradox where the bank must accept informal letters from family members or kibbutz managers just to get the gears turning. These micro details are what separate those who settle successfully from those who fall into the trap of the 30-day deadline. The costs of this transition aren't measured in fees, but in time and preparation. For a household, the reality is a 3 week marathon. One parent secures the housing proof, the second parent follows, and only then can the children be enrolled in the systems that allow the family to function. By day 21, only 40% of families have crossed the finish line. The rest are still racing against the month end cutoff. The keynotes for your journey are clear. Singles should aim for a 10-day completion window. Married couples must decide between joint or separate accounts early, noting that separate accounts are often better for Israeli tax and payroll efficiency. Families must budget a full 21 days for the entire process to settle. Remember, you do not need a job offer to begin, but you do need your Israeli ID and a verified place of residence. If you found this insight into the Israeli transition valuable, make sure to follow Solimarks for more guides on successfully making Aliyah.